why there is so much of discrimination against the northeastern people in you've been a victim of such a discrimination, or I can say harassment, in your life?
I face sometimes, but I think the condition has improved a lot because
What is the significance of Loktak Lake?
Manipur is very much famous for tourist perspective also. Tell me about Manipur and the place from where you belong.
yes, sir. Manipur is basically two regions. One is Valley region, surrounded by the hills from all directions. Most of the population are concentrated in this Valley region.
Does Manipur also follow a matrilineal system, or is it a patrilineal society? Define maternity relief or maternity benefit.
Using a phone is a science or it is a technology?
Can you explain me the concept of offside in football?
Why do people compare Ronaldo and Messi? And what are the three differences between Ronaldo and Messi?
Why there is so much of discrimination against the northeastern people in northern India and the southern India or the other parts of the country? And how would you like to, as an administrator or as a leader, how would you rectify them?
The syllabus of the northeastern region, these things are not included in the syllabus of the mainland India.
Good.
And this is the one of the main reason. And how we can tackle this is that we can include this one in the studies of the whole nation and having tolerance among the people.
You will generate awareness about the northeastern region.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough.
Lamdong National Park, sir.
Okay. Have you visited the park?
Yes, I have visited many times.
Is it beautiful?
Yes, it's absolutely beautiful.
So how are you?
I'm doing great, sir.
Right. So tell me about yourself first.
I'm Kavi Chandra. I'm from Manipur. I did my schooling from Manipur only. And after that, I did my graduation in BTech, Computer Science and Engineering from NIT Warangal.
So I was going through your DAFT actually. So your grade in your engineering is very low. It's C plus. So may I know the reason why?
So I would say that it's because of the relative grading, sir. It is based on the 200 people that are studying in our institution only. That's right.
Sorry, I am not able to get you. Why?
It is based on the relative grading, where only 200 people among the 200 people that are studying in the NIT Warangal are graded. I think that's the reason why it is low.
Can you explain me the concept of relative grading?
So relative grading is relative to the people who are being graded, sir. It does not consider the other people outside our institution. It depends on only the students in our institution. So that's the relative grading.
Okay. So continue with your introduction. You were introducing yourself.
Sir, and my father is a fish farmer and my mother an Angalwadi helper. And my hobbies include watching YouTube videos and playing football, sir.
Okay. So your father is a farmer. So what does he grow?
Actually, my father is a fish farmer and we do fish farming, sir.
The aqua farming, right? Okay. So as you have done your graduation or your degree in computer science, so how this computer science is going to help you as an enforcement officer? Because we have many candidates who are from law background or are from commerce background who can perform this job in a very better way, as they have knowledge of laws and regulations in India. So how this computer science will help you in your job as an enforcement officer?
So computer science is a very technical subject, and understanding the knowledge of computer science will help in future progress in terms of governance, digital India, because people doesn't have this knowledge of computer. That's why it's very difficult to implement this governance, e-governance service, which is a key to transparency and the free for future India. So I think this will help me in this progress.
So you like playing football?
Yes, sir, I like playing football.
So you play it just as a hobby, or you've played it at competitive level also?
So I don't play in competitive level, but during my school days, I play for my school in my state, sir.
Okay, so can you explain me the concept of offside in football?
So concept of offside has many rules. One of the common rule is that if the opponent, if a player, opponent player is ahead of the ball before it is being passed, it is generally the offside, sir. And there are other intricate rules which include when throwing a ball from outside. It
Ahead
doesn't
of
count.
the ball before he's being passed. So I can be ahead of the ball before it is being passed in my own D also.
Yes, sir. But if he stays after the ball, then it is an offside, sir.
Are you sure?
Only if he stays up after the ball to score, sir. Otherwise,
What
it's not a penalty.
about the other opponents of opponent players? They should also be behind the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's not just a ball and a player concept. It depends on the opposite team also.
Yes, sir. I'm very not much aware technically, sir. But there's a general concept that I'm aware.
You just play for fun, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay, not a problem. And what types of videos do you like watching? You said your hobby is watching YouTube videos. Can you please elaborate on that?
Yes, sir. Well, YouTube is a very great platform in terms of learning new things.
Okay.
I watch video regarding my education also. Also, sometimes I watch video regarding science, like science experiment and everything. And sometimes I watch for entertainment, frame videos.
Can you
And
can you name any one experiment that you find very interesting or that intrigues you?
So there is one channel called Smart Everyday, and he is a military retired person from US. He
Okay.
conducts experiments in very very high low speed photography, where he conducts experiment regarding how much pressure we need to apply to a ball so that it can destroy a particular target and everything. He was a military person.
Okay.
So tell me about the difference between science and technology. What exactly does science means and what does this technology mean?
So science is generally the theoretical and this concept part, whereas the technology is more about engineering and how we develop the science to a technology so that it can be used for the mass.
So using a phone is a science or it is a technology?
Using a phone, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I think using a phone would be using technology, sir, and the science behind it is within the phone itself, sir.
So understand me, just I want to understand that why do people compare Ronaldo and Messi, and what are the three differences between the personalities of Ronaldo and Messi which you sees while watching football?
But I don't know the particular reason for why they are compared, but they are the two most favorite players among the fans. And the thing that I can differentiate between them is that Messi, he maintains his coolness, I think, in almost most of the cases, whereas Ronaldo is more of an aggressive football player. And number two, the style of playing of Messi is different from the Ronaldo in such a way that Messi plays like he can go around a ball with a ball around many players with himself only, whereas Ronaldo is mostly famous for his striking shots and everything.
Okay. Can you define maternity relief or maternity benefit?
So maternity benefit is benefit which is provided to a mother for being giving birth to a child, and is provided under the maternity benefit act.
Okay. How many weeks of maternity benefit is awarded in India?
So in normal cases, 26 weeks are awarded, but if the child is there are 3 child, then is go down to 12 weeks.
For a adopting mother?
For adopting mother, I believe it is 12 months only, 12 weeks only.
And for how many children?
I don't know particularly about that, but usually it is 2 children, and after that it reduces.
Okay. And do we find the concept of maternity benefit in our constitution as well, or is it only given by the Maternity Reliefs Act?
So we find it in our constitution, and fundamental rights also they are mentioned, for particularly for women. And
in fundamental rights, where in fundamental rights are they mentioned?
So I would like to correct it. It's just mentioned for the mother, women in the fundamental rights. In the fundamental,
I don't think it is mentioned anywhere in the fundamental rights.
It is in directive.
Can you specifically tell me the article where maternity benefit is mentioned?
So I would like to correct myself. It is in in directive principle state policy, but in fundamental rights, there is provision for the women betterment. That's why I was mentioning about this.
Okay, which article in directive principles are you aware of it?
Sir, I cannot recall it right now, sir, but I was.
Okay.
reading it.
Yeah. It's mentioned in Article 42. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Okay, so tell me the difference between personal, real, and nominal account.
Personal account is linked with the person or a company, whereas nominal account is I cannot recall it right now, sir. It is. I'm sorry, sir.
Okay. Okay. So you belong to the scheduled caste community.
Yes, sir. I belong to the.
So when you took admission in NIT, I think it is NIT Warangal is one of the most reputed colleges in our country. And so did you use your quota, or you took admission in the general category?
I use quota, sir, in admissions.
Okay, so now you have a fairly good education. I believe you are well educated. You are a computer science engineer.
Yes, sir.
So now again you are using the quota, whereas I don't think you need one because you're at par with other candidates. You've had a good education. So what is your personal view on whether reservation should be given only once, or whether it should continue for the entire life, even when the person is taking admission into colleges, then the job, then even the promotions? What is your take on it?
Sir, particularly with my personal experience, so I would say that it's really difficult for us to get in the admission, also even in the job, because there is no much people to guide us, or there's no senior. I'm the.
But
one
that is
who's
the
leading-
case with a lot of general candidates also, general category candidates also.
Yes, sir. In the Constituent Assembly, sir, it is debated that it is mostly because of the historical damages that we face, sir. That is the main reason our Constituent Assembly discussed about it, sir.
So you believe that you need it at each and every step of your life?
So at particular point of time, it has to be temporary, but considering this, the present situation, I think we need to do better
Okay.
to uplift this population. So after that,
So
I,
so tell me, why do you want to join EPFO? Why do you want to join this organization? Why this organization? Why not anything else?
sir, actually, my dream was to become an IS officer, but
Okay.
I've been trying for 3 months, 3 years, 3 attempts, but I couldn't qualify it for now. That's why I think this EPFO is a good opportunity for me if I am selected to work for the people. Sir.
So how many attempts are you left with? Civil services.
So for SC, I think there's unlimited attempt.
Okay.
And
So- So what if you get selected after getting into EPFO? We spend on your training, we give you a job, you clear the exam and you leave the organization. So what is your take on that?
So this question I've been thinking a lot, and I've been considering about it, and it seems like people in the UPSC or UPSC examination, like IPS or IRS, after they get selected in their post, they usually go for IAS after leaving this job. So I think it ultimately goes down to their personal preference and their right freedom of choice of this job, sir.
Okay.
So tell me about EPFO as an organization. What does this EPFO does, and how this works?
So EPFO organization is as we know, that is the largest organization in terms of client and the volume in providing the provident fund for the people and insurance and this. And this organization, I think, is particularly helping the organized section, that is 10% of the workforce. And one of the problem that we can tackle from with this organization is to expand the coverage of this benefit schemes.
What schemes are provided by EPFO?
So there are 3 schemes that's provided by the EPFO. One is related to the pension scheme, one is related to the insurance scheme, life insurance, and another is related to the provident schemes.
Okay, so tell me what is the job role of enforcement officer, and tell me about your 3 strengths. Why do we keep you as an enforcement officer in our organization?
So role of enforcement officer is about implementation of this Employment Provision Act 1952 by going to the field and visiting this institution, whether they violates the act or not, and the rules under the act. So this is the one of the main thing that is done by the EPFO. Why EPFO should be kept is that this enforcement is required, is highly needed because there are cases of violations as we see, and I think this job this need to be kept to check the further violation of the labor laws and to improve the condition of the relation between the employee and the employer, sir.
So, talking about labor laws, the new labor codes have been introduced by our government.
Yes.
So, can you tell me two reasons why they were needed? Why weren't the earlier laws sufficient to deal with the problems that our country faced in matters of labor?
So one of the main reason is that the laws were very diverse and they need to be grouped so that it is implemented like in an efficient manner. And I think this is the main reason, but I cannot right now recollect the second reasons.
You mean to say there were multiplicity of laws for the same thing? So they
Yes, sir.
need to be more clear on the topic. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So tell me three news of today's newspaper which are of national level.
Sorry, sir, I cannot recollect right now because of my nervousness.
You didn't go through the newspaper today?
I went through, but I cannot recollect right now, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So my next question from you is that as I have seen many candidates who have been doing engineering first, then they are switching to this government jobs or competitive exams. So why do you think why engineers, why this thing is so much famous in engineers population? First they do engineering and then they wants to switch to some other thing. So why don't you guys take decisions prior to the decisions of doing engineering? So why does this take place a lot?
So I think it depends on the individual, but most of the people, including myself, want to give to the society, help society to some extent that we are capable of. I think this is the main reason why people are going.
So why to do engineering? You can do a simple graduation and afterwards you can just give UPSC exams, CS exams, whatever exams you
Or
can.
why not engineering services?
Yeah, and why not engineering services also?
Yes, sir. For me personally, I wanted UPSC IS officer, but I want to go through this IIT route. I cannot qualify the IIT route. But one of the reasons that people choose engineering and they want to go would be like this engineering institution provides a lot of opportunity to think out of the box and to study and work hard to get through this one. And I believe that this engineering people, it depends on the choice. I think it's more shaped on by the parental background and the societal background to go through this and come towards the social security and the service of the nation.
Okay, we time and again we hear that the Northeast people, the Northeast
Yes.
citizens of our country are subject to certain discrimination when they go outside the Northeastern areas. Have something of that sort ever has bothered you or has been you've been a victim of such a discrimination or I can say harassment in your life?
Yes, sir. Now and then I face sometimes, but I think the condition has improved a lot because in 10 years back or 1 decade back, the situation has been very worse. But I think due to the government schemes and the policies regarding this one, I think we are doing better, and I feel that we are improving a lot.
So if you were placed in a position where you could identify one or two problems, what would that be? That why there is so much of discrimination against the Northeastern people in Northern India and the Southern India or the other parts of the country, and how would you like to, as an administrator or as a leader, how would you rectify them?
So one of the things that why it is doing is because of the syllabus of the northeastern region. These things are not included in the syllabus of the mainland India,
Good.
and this is the one of the main reason. And how we can tackle this is that we can include this one in the studies of the whole nation, and this syllabus would really help in improving and help in having tolerance among the people.
You
in
will
India.
generate awareness about the northeastern region amongst
Yes.
the fellow citizens.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough.
Okay. So Manipur is very much famous for tourist perspective also, as these states are known as Seven Sisters. So tell me about Manipur and the place from where you belong. Tell me about the geographical and other characteristics of your place.
Yes, sir. Manipur is basically two regions. One is Valley region, and it is surrounded by the hills from all directions. And most of the population are concentrated in this Valley regions. And one of the tourist spots is in Loktak Lake in this Valley region, and this is the place where people come to visit for tourism and everything, sir.
That's
So
it.
what is the
okay.
significance of Loktak Lake?
So, Loktak Lake provides living opportunity to the nearby area because of the water as well as the income that people get from the fishing. This is a livelihood for the people around it. And another thing is that the Loktak Lake conditions has been degrading in the recent past, and it has been included in the Ramsar site. And this is the situation right
What
now, sir.
you didn't mention about anything about Fumdis, the floating masses of land.
Yes,
And-
sir. Yes, sir. This is particularly famous for this floating Fumdis,
Okay.
in which there's one Shanghai that is there, and
Yes.
that stays there. There's Kaibul Lamjau National Park is there, sir.
Which national park?
Kaibul Lamjau National Park, sir.
Okay. Have you visited the park?
Yes, I have visited many times.
Is it beautiful?
Yes, it's absolutely beautiful.
So talking about your hobby, watching YouTube channel. So do you know who has earned the ample amount of money or the most money from YouTube in 2021?
Sir, I don't know who have earned, but I know someone who earned. There's one Mr. Beast channel, and he earns a lot. I can know, and there's also PewDiePie also.
Okay. So talking about your mother's name and your father's name and yours name. So what is the meaning of your name exactly, and what the meaning of your parents' name?
My name is Kavi Chandra, and this is given by my grandfather, and it has a meaning in Hindi, but not in Manipuri. Like Kavi and the Chandra is like the moon for in the Hindi. And for my father, Loken is it doesn't have much meaning, but it is more common in our state. And the Nungsi Tombi is like Nungsi is like love, and the Tombi is like the youngest daughter, like that.
Okay.
So I just read somewhere that in the Northeast, some states follow the matrilineal system instead of the patriarchal system, where the woman is the considered as the head of the family. So is that the case in? I think it is prevalent in Meghalaya.
Yes, sir, in Meghalaya.
Yes. So what about Manipur? Does Manipur also follow matrilineal system, or is it a patrilineal society?
So it is a patrilineal society, sir. We
Okay.
don't follow.
Okay. Okay.
So since you have been passed out in 2018, right?
Yes, sir.
So since then, who is earning hand in your family right now after your father?
Yes, sir. My father is earning. My mother's income is only 2,500 per month, sir. As a being an Angawati helper, sir.
Okay, so does it this economical fulfill your needs?
So we have to like adjust with what we have earned and what we want to.
So you being a computer science engineer from such a good college, there must have been very good opportunities for you after engineering. So didn't it bother you that you should support your family, you should start working as a young adult, you should help your father?
Yes, sir. That was my intention when I was applying for the campus placement. I got one placement from foreign company, but my father, he wants me to be civil service also in civil service. So and my childhood dream is that only. That's why I have to reject the
So,
offer.
so job and preparation could not have been managed. That's what you thought, and you were just preparing after your colleges. So it's been, I think, 3-4 years. 4 years you've been preparing.
Yes, sir.
So tell me about top 5 companies which are there for computer science in India, which are of Indian origin.
So there is Infosys, and there's TCS, and Wipro is also there.
Okay, so who is the chairman or MD of CEO of Infosys?
So I'm not aware of it.
Okay, and Wipro
I don't know, sir.
and TCS?
No, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay. So my last question from you is that what is your view of EPFO giving 8.5% of interest rate to the holders of its account, because normally the interest rates in FD is 5 to 6%. So how does this EPFO able to generate this much amount of interest to their holders?
Sir, it is a great opportunity for the beneficiary of the EPFO to get such a high amount, but the organization is investing in many sectors like government bonds and other bonds, so that it can give out the 8.5% rate to the beneficiaries. It is a very
What is
great.
the proportion of their investment?
Sir, I was reading it, but I could not recollect it right now, sir.
Okay. And tell me that whether this EPFO applies to the farming society or your Anganwadi, or your mother is working as Anganwadi worker. So does it apply to those two sectors of economy?
No, sir, it doesn't apply, sir. It applies only to the organized part of the working
Is the
sector.
applicable criteria?
So applicable criteria is 15 month per 15,000 per month, and the employee has to be more than 20 or more employees.
No, I'm done.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯏꯁꯄꯣꯟꯁꯔ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯅꯠꯆꯗꯦ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯖꯥꯝꯁꯦ ꯊꯥꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯈꯤꯕ ꯑꯦꯞ ꯑꯃ ꯂꯩ ꯇꯦꯛꯁꯕꯨꯛ ꯍꯥꯏꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯤ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗ ꯁꯤꯌꯔ ꯇꯧꯖꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯒꯤ ꯏꯆꯥꯅꯨꯄꯥ ꯏꯆꯥꯅꯨꯄꯤ ꯑꯗꯩꯗꯤ ꯕ꯭ꯔꯗꯔ ꯁꯤꯁꯇꯔ ꯃꯈꯩ ꯂꯩꯔꯒꯁꯨ ꯁꯤꯌꯔ ꯇꯧꯕꯤꯌꯣ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ UPSC SSC MPSC ꯑꯦꯅꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯖꯥꯝ ꯊꯥꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ ꯁꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯦꯞꯁꯦ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕꯅꯤ ꯆꯍꯤ ꯑꯃꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯁ 2,400 ꯂꯩꯔꯦ ꯑꯗꯩꯗꯤ ꯍꯧꯖꯤꯛꯁꯦ ꯑꯣꯐꯔꯗ 399ꯗ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯦꯕ ꯑꯇꯣꯞꯄ ꯚꯤꯖꯟ IASꯀꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯤꯂꯤꯝꯁꯀꯤ ꯑꯦꯛꯖꯥꯝꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯊꯥꯔꯒꯗꯤ 15,000ꯗ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯁꯇꯣ ꯁꯤꯗꯤ ꯌꯥꯝ ꯍꯣꯡꯉꯕꯅꯤ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯀꯣꯗꯁꯦ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕꯤꯌꯣ ꯗꯥꯎꯟꯂꯣꯗ ꯇꯧꯔꯒ ꯑꯗꯣ 10% ꯗꯤꯁꯀꯥꯎꯟ ꯂꯩꯕꯅꯦ ꯑꯩꯒꯤ ꯀꯣꯗ ꯁꯤꯖꯤꯟꯅꯕ ꯃꯇꯝꯗ